I think we just have to do another, like, all-over base coat for it before we really... Why is this... It's almost a little gloopy here. Why is this gloopy? I'm gonna just wipe it off with my finger. We'll have to base coat it one more time. It's fine. I think it's too wet, yeah. So what is the reason it got too wet? Is it too high of PSI? Is it the second layer a little bit too quick? Is it the paint too thin? Or is it all of the above? Like, if you could pick a life in a fantasy setting, Azeroth or Star Trek, which would you pick? Definitely Warhammer 40k, dude. It's the most cozy fantasy universe out there. I think everybody would agree with that. Alternatively, I would go with The Hobbit. The early section of The Lord of the Rings in the Shire looks really nice. Yeah, that's what I tried doing on the second coat, Bob, but I may have been a little over-eager. Yeah, we can kind of use this like a blow dryer, I guess. I feel like you have to deal with judgmental neighbors on a daily basis in the Shire. Probably. Okay, we'll try and go a little bit slower. I do have a hairdryer in the corner of the room as well. I think I'll just blast the mini with it for a sec. What's going on, Farul? Thank you, by the way, guys, bearing with me here as I stumble my way through airbrushing. Also, low hot. Okay. New strategy. I want to try and do a full-on base coat of this green all over it until we get a nice strong color. What's going on, Mozzie? Hello. First time you're here since 2014? Damn. I've still been here, dude. It's been a long while. Welcome back. You've been missing out for real, for real? Dude, for real, for real. No cap. Sheesh. Sorry. Okay. We just want to have a nice strong color. Is this a Chaos unit? It's a Leviathan Dreadnought from the Horus Heresy in the Sons of Horus colors. So for the most part, in the Heresy, this would be a Chaos unit. But it could also be a Loyalist one. Or, you know, before that word was used, I suppose. What's going on, Froscoy? Okay. So I'm pulsating right now on the trigger, rather than what I did previously. Which may work out a little bit better overall. I think I can probably also be a little bit further away, to be honest. Feels like sometimes I'm a bit too close. Okay. That is definitely making him a lot more green than he was. I see minis of green. Thank you very much, Idol Yomus. Thank you very much. Welcome back. Is there a rule? Is there a rule about doing primary paints before assembling? No. Most people will build the miniature first and then prime it, and then they will base coat it. Some people will, however, like there's people obviously that like, but that is the norm, right? Like there are people that will do it differently, but that is about the norm. So I did what is called a bit of a sub-assembly, meaning that like I have like the arms of this miniature off the side. We will paint those separately, mostly because there's like a lot of machinery over here in this part that is pretty much impossible to reach if I already have paint in there. But there is not really like a hard and fast rule, but generally speaking, people will do a full assembly, or at least as much an assembly as you would like, right? Before building. Like technically you could, I guess, do it on the sprue. You could paint the whole thing on the sprue and then chip it out. You could like produce it all the way after putting it together, but that just sounds annoying. But there's no real rules as far as that goes, though. You can do whatever. Running a little bit cleaner. Yeah, there's a little bit of there's like a little bit of like blue tech, I guess is what you would call it in the US, that sticks them to these things. Then I can put these onto a holder and we can paint them like that with a brush a little bit later. And then when we're done, we'll glue the whole thing together. This is a Leviathan Dreadnought. Haven't paid attention to the Horus Heresy. You liking it more than 40k? So I just like certain minis, Muzzy. I'm not really painting full armies. So there's just certain miniatures that I like the look of, and those are paint. That's about all we're doing. Okay, I'm gonna blast all 3 parts with a hairdryer. This part also has a little bit too thin of a paint on there. I don't know if I can still, yeah, I can still wipe it off, but it doesn't create the smoothest transition here. Yeah, Lesson learned here. It's fine, we can just paint over it, but lesson learned here at the very least. The paint was a little bit too thin. Every single video that I've watched on airbrushing complains about beginners having their paints far too thick. Apparently I made them too thin, go figure. Absolute classic. Okay. I will blast this guy as well. I think that one is mostly green now, though. Don't think we really need to do any additional coating on this one, as far as the base goes. I guess ultimately all that matters is the result, right? Like the end result. It's probably not too thin. Maybe applying too much at once. Yeah, maybe that was it. Maybe I just went a little bit too aggressive on the trigger. I'm not sure. Couple different problems we could run into here, I suppose. Yeah, that's probably it, actually. I probably just went too eager. I forgot that I did the second coat pretty much immediately. That was probably not great. You listened to a 5-hour video of that time the world ended in Warhammer Fantasy? Wait, the world ended? I can feel it in the water. I can feel it in the earth. I smell it. In the air. Oh wait, no, Warhammer, sorry. Maybe I need more blow drying? You just really like the blow drying. I don't think we really need more blow drying. Okay. Look how beautiful that looks, chat. We call that battle damage, I guess. No, I think we can just cover it all the way. I don't think we have to turn it into battle damage, but I do want to add a lot of battle damage. Choosing how much paint to actually mix also seems like a bit of an airbrushing skill check. Because I feel like I could probably paint yeah, this one's already pretty much invisible. Am I a heretic mixing in your paintbrush? No, I think that's what most folks do, probably. We can go ahead and give that a shot as well for the next one if we want to. I don't think we really have to go too crazy with how we set all of this up. I like the little mixing tins though. It's probably nice for like learning how to mix a little bit better. But I think the more I do this, the less I'm gonna water. Okay, so I want to do some of the darker parts of the miniature next. So I want to mix in a bit of a darker color. Do you reckon this is a strong enough base coat? Start adding on shadows, or should I do like one more layer of it? I'm not sure exactly like when I should start adding shadows to it some more. Or should I, like there are still a couple of color varieties here and there. Yeah, it looks pretty solid, I guess, but... Looks fine? Okay. I'm not sure exactly when you're supposed, quote unquote, supposed to start mixing the darker color in. So I wanted to do a little bit of Scarab Green. And I guess I'll mix this directly with some Sons of Horus as well. So this is a much stronger color. We'll have to be a little bit careful with how we do this. I think I'll just keep using this one, it's fine. I want to mix in Sons of Horus Green, and I will add a little bit of a darker one later. Yeah. I want to do shadows first. Yeah. So we'll add maybe a similar amount of drops of this. Sons of Horus paint comes out of the bottle so weird as well. It's very thin. I think that's probably about right. This creates a slightly darker color for the shadows. I don't know. Everything about the Sons of Horus is weird. You just don't get it, bro. They're lovely and caring, and everybody thinks they're great friends. The Sons of Horus are considered to be the best amongst friends, actually. Fun fact. No, the main reason I picked Sons of Horus is because I think the color green is really nice. Is that a good enough reason? I don't know. No, I only paint. Just painting. Okay, so we have to do some shadowy areas. The most obvious shadowy areas would be the parts, I guess, that are below, right? We'll just go very slowly with this. Very slowly. I think it's okay. Just trying to do some color variety on the panels. But maybe I should have started with this color, I don't know. We'll see. I will also make certain panels on the Mini eventually, at least a little bit. I want to do some black paneling as well on some of them. So if there's one that looks really ugly, I may turn that one into a black panel instead. I've got a cardboard box, Marek. What do you think of my cardboard box? Fancy, eh? I think this one will probably be black. This shoulder pad, right, or this knee pad rather, right over here. I sure have, Freaky. Okay. don't know if the inside of these panels is supposed to be green too. Well, we can add a little bit of coat. A little bit of a coat like that. That is the shadow color, I suppose. Okay. This actually works, guys. Can you believe it? Now the only question is, when do we stop? Because now it's real tempting to keep going. Accidentally, we base coat the whole thing with the darker color? No! I may make these shoulder things, or whatever these are, the darker color as well. You're not seeing any difference in the color? So there's a slight transition from the lighter green to the darker green. It's pretty subtle though, and not very clean, but... I may, I will add some highlights too. And I may add like an even darker color. We'll see. Original plan was to make the shoulder pads a different color. I think I will. So that means that only really this section over here, the bottom of these armor pieces here, needs to be darker. Just a little bit. Most of this is metallic. Okay. Oh, Jesus. No, the arms are a little bit messy. Okay. It's very subtle. Maybe I should have mixed in a little bit more of the darker color. But that's okay. We'll do a little bit more of it. We'll give it a minute again to dry. I will mix in a little bit more of the dark color next. Maybe only the dark color. Maybe that's the plan. That sounds like a pretty good plan, actually. Did I buy an airbrush to stop painting? That's a good point. We bought it specifically to paint a little bit easier, huh? To be fair though, if I were to paint all of these panels with a regular brush, it would take many, many hours. So even though it feels like sometimes I can be very slow with this sort of process, it is still so much faster than actually painting it by brush. Let me take a tiny little piece of paper. Okay, I am learning though that the a critical kit, a critical piece of kit is definitely Laurent's hairdryer. Don't tell her, Chet. With airbrushing, even though it's very thin, it seems like having Laurent's hairdryer close by is still useful. Just don't tell her that we have the hair. That's okay. That's okay. Don't worry about it. Yeah. I can see that, Bob. I can definitely tell. I'm getting a very similar vibe myself right now, that I'm going a little bit too quick sometimes. When there's really no reason for it. Because this is such a quick thing to do anyways. We don't have to be too fast. It's my hairdryer now. It's our hairdryer. Okay, Before the next coat, let me just blast it again with the hairdryer. Should I be muting my microphone, by the way? Or are you guys enjoying it? Hairdryer stream. Maybe. It's ASMR. Okay, do we see any color transitions? A very small amount. We definitely need more. We definitely need more. I'm gonna do pure scarab green and then more condensed towards the bottom. Nice, I got a little bubble. Hey, NTW, thank you very much, welcome back.
Low paint, low spray, low hot.
Yeah, maybe it's a little too subtle. But rather too subtle than too strict, you know? Because if it's too thick right away, I can imagine it's also no good. Maybe I should up the brightness a little bit. There you go. So we can see it a little bit better. Yeah, we don't want it to be too thick. A little bit of thickness is okay. Actually, no. We are not down with the thickness. Okay, so this should be a little bit... This should be a little bit greener now. A darker green, that is. Okay. Okay. Very small amount. So generally people start with the darkest color when dry brushing, or airbrushing rather. I see. Yeah, trigger control is something that's gonna take some time. Seems more important with this than any of the other attempts I've made so far. When I hear it go, psst, it's probably too much. Okay. So the idea is that we have a little bit of a darker color at the bottom and then a lighter color near the top. I think it's a little more pronounced now. Yeah, I primed this guy actually in black all the way. And then I decided to do a little bit of test highlighting. So it created a bit of a zenithal highlight instead. You could have used the shade paint to darken up the areas. Well, these are flat panels, right? And the flat panels are a pain in the butt to use shade paints on. You can still airbrush them if I want to, I guess, but it's not quite as easy. Nah, I didn't do the zenithal to, it was just as a practice run. Wasn't actually using it for anything useful. Yeah, depending on what you're gonna paint, you do kind of have to decide what sort of primer you want to be using. For sure. Can be a little bit annoying. Okay, I want to do some highlights instead next. So I want to mix in, I think a little bit of this with the Sons of Horus. I want it to be kind of a pale, gross color. We'll get a new tin, I guess. A bit of a clean tin. Let's see. Like 4 of that. That is gonna get very bright very quick. Let me see. A little spray for the model, a little sniff for myself? Absolutely. No. Okay, so it's gonna create a much paler color. So I want to do most of this as like a very thin highlight. You need to turn in your keyboard at the workshop and demand a new one. Demanding stuff is pretty much never gonna work, dude. But good luck. Ooh, That could have been a problem. I almost tipped over my little spray pot. That would have been ugly. I mean, it would have been fun for you guys, but not so much for me. Okay, so very thin little highlights on the brightest areas. So we'll start again at the bottom, I guess, because it's a bit easier that way. Is that visible? Oh, that's visible, all right. Yeah, that's pretty visible. Same over here at the top section. Top of the helmet. Yeah, we want to do really light touches here. Okay, I tried to do a little rim right there on the helmet. Okay, I think that's already pretty damn good actually. Can't complain about that too much. Very light touch over here. A little over eager on that one, but it's okay. On the toes, because ultimately the light is obviously going to hit like this. So anything that really hits the light from here should be getting this color. Good. What is going on, Celdric? We're trying, we're trying. I kind of want to do a very thin amount over here, even though this may not be entirely light accurate. Would I be crazy? Very thin. I think that's okay. We can probably go a little bit brighter over here. Whoa. Okay. I went a little too crazy there. No. My index finger got a little over-eager. Ah, we were doing so well until we weren't. That's what she said. Hey. do have to create a little bit of symmetry. Okay. I want to do a little bit more over here. Okay. So this is the top section of the arm over here. It's okay. Okay. Oh, I actually don't have my headphones on. I don't even know what the music sounds like right now. Yeah, this is just so I don't get too much paint on my hand. Because otherwise it's kind of annoying. Otherwise I would have had my fingers all covered in paint. But I really do want to become Arcturus Mengsk one day, Louis. Thank you for asking. He's one of my big examples. As he is for many people, I reckon. You are, Arcturus. You. Whenever I do anything in life, I think to myself, what would Arcturus do? And then I make that decision, you know? Now, granted, my decisions here are not quite as big as those of Arcturus Mengsk in the StarCraft world, but... we're getting there. Okay. So here are we right now. What do you guys think of the green paneling? Obviously, we have to add a lot of color variety here. Is there anything else I should do on this? We're mostly just looking at those gradients of darker green to lighter green. I don't hate this. No. I thought I would hate it more by now, but I don't hate it. It's kind of some nice, we have some nice color variety in some of the areas. But not too much. I want it to be still predominantly green. Yeah, I don't think this is terrible. We should probably decide which parts of the mini are going to be black. I wonder if we should go ahead and do some of that tomorrow or today. I guess we can do it today. It's still pretty early. Nice thing about airbrushing is that it's fast, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Not super clean, but I think it will be okay. I think it will be okay. That does mean I need to take a moment to like clean all of this shit up, guys. Including the airbrush. The airbrush needs to be cleaned too. God, I have a sweaty, nasty hand now. Don't low hot me. Don't low hot me. Let me see. First off, let me move these couple of pieces out of the way. Low spray? Okay, that is acceptable. We will allow low spray. I am gonna take a minute to like rinse all of this out, guys. Jeez, I hit my microphone, or I hit my camera rather. Give me a minute. The airbrush and my workstation has been cleaned again. Good job, little airbrush. That was relatively pain-free. So, about an hour or so of airbrushing later, this is where we are at right now. We have a little bit of a color transition, which I don't, yeah, doesn't look too terrible. Doesn't look too awful. I want to do a little bit of painting with a good old brush next. So I want to block in some colors with the good old wet palette. The Green Goliath. Ear cleaning at pharmacies is a thing in Scotland? In Scotland? Sorry. You have to say it like that, right? I'm pretty sure. Ear cleaning in Scotland? I want to make some of the miniatures parts a different color. Mostly because I want to do a little bit of variety with it. So most of the time, the Horus, like the Sons of Horus Dreadnoughts, maybe we can have a quick little peek. The Sons of Horus Dreadnoughts have two colors that they use. Sons of Horus Dreadnought. They have black and green. Can I do like Leviathan? Let's see what the official, yeah, so like something like this, you know? This is what I really do like the look of. I was thinking like shoulder pieces black, and then maybe like, I don't know, a couple of other joints in different areas. I think that looks kind of cool. So I want to do like a very matte black, a very dark black on everything. And then we'll like do like an ultra matte varnish all over it before we do any of the metallics. I think that's gonna look fun. I think that's gonna look nice. Let me update my stream title now that we are done with airbrushing. Let's see. You can go over here. You guys get out of the way. All right. So we're just gonna block in some colors. We just have to decide which of the sections have to be black and which ones are gonna not be black. So I'm thinking at least one shoulder pad and one knee, but probably more than that. Honestly, you know what I should do? I should just decide which parts I have airbrushed the worst, and I will paint those in black. Whatever looks the ugliest right now, that should probably be painted black. I see an ugly panel and I paint it black. Yeah, I think we're gonna do this one black. That also is gonna kind of break up some of the monotony there. Let me see, we have matte black by the Army Painter. Lowko with the booming music? Oh, I didn't even recognize I had music playing, if I'm being honest with you. Do you not like the music? Do you want to have like more of a youngster vibe? Okay. Let me get some youngster music going for you instead, okay? There it is. Woo!
I am strolling along, just
None of my business.
humming a song. I'm happy by myself, not a care in the world. This is a life, just me.
This music is in black and white.
And I
It's nice, isn't it?
the clouds up in the sky, all by
I don't want to set the world. Similar vibe.
life, just me, myself, and I used to think that life was cold and lonely.
I don't know what the kids listen to these days, but I'm assuming this is it.
When you up and left me, sadness overwhelmed, and oh me, I'm out and about, painting the town red. I'm coming around. There ain't no doubt about it. I'm no longer blue. So glad we are through. Just me, myself, and I.
Okay. So this little shoulder, or this little knee pad right over here. Just want to try and stay away from the green, obviously. Easier said than done, to be honest, because there's a lot of green on this guy right now. I'm glad that Fallout made a lot of people aware of this type of music. It's good.
Night I cried, I thought I'd die without you. Those tears are gone. No, I don't even care about you. I'm happy again. Life is a blessing if I think of you. Ain't a thing that I've been missing. I'm here on my
I've always been a fan of jazz in general, though. It's fun. I can't really take music song requests because of copyright issues. So I'm I'm deliberately playing music on stream that I have rights to play, or that I'm allowed to play. Like I pay a license to pay this music, or play this music. Not too expensive. There's quite a few good services out there now as a streamer. But yeah. It's kind of funny because I listen to some of the streams, or I watch some of the streams of some of the biggest creators on the platform. And they're just listening to, like, you know, full-on popular whatever music. I don't know if they pay a license for that sort of shit. I'm not sure because it's very expensive. I looked into it. Many of them make good money, so maybe they can afford it, but I'm not a radio channel, Chad. I can't afford that. There's always copyrights, man. Copyrights are always a mess. There's actually a tiny little hair over here. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to grab those. I have some tweezers here, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pick those out. Ooh. It's long. Didn't expect that. Almost all video game music is allowed on Twitch. It's not so much what is allowed on Twitch. Because on Twitch's automated system is not nearly as good as some of the other stuff. I don't know, I try to not be a dick and steal other people's content. I know there's a lot of streamers out there that will just do whatever, but... Like, just because the automated Twitch system doesn't flag it doesn't mean that it's okay, you know? And then you watch, you know, some of the biggest streamers on this platform and they're watching fucking MasterChef, like the television show. You're like, what? I'm trying so hard not to break any laws. And they're fucking watching MasterChef? They're streaming movies and all kinds of other stuff. Copyright law is a mess, dude. The copyright law and a lot of its additions were written not for the digital world. So it's very confusing.